Good afternoon, boys and girls. It's Friday and at the end of a big work week on your part. I know you've been working really hard, and I got my first questions today, one from Maddie and one from Cleo, about how to find the surface area of a cylinder. I think we have to review a couple things before we get to that. And last time I met with you, if you look at the last video I made, I was showing you my card that I would use if I were taking a test, and we should probably, if you can get your card, I hope you all can see this, put the formulas for surface area on your card. Don't worry about this just yet, the Pythagorean theorem. But the surface area of a rectangular prism is nothing more than taking the top face and the bottom face, the right face and the left face, the front face and the back face, those total combined areas added together. If you had a triangular prism, which is like a triangular box, you would take the front and the back, the bottom and the right and left sides, all faces, add them up, and you would have the surface area of the triangular prism. And today, the one that's in question is the way you find the surface area of a cylinder. It's nothing harder than, it's really not hard at all. Just find the area of the top, which is a circle, the area of the bottom, which should be the same size circle. And then what really confuses everybody is the side or the label. And I'll show you what I mean by that. But let's first review the surface area of a rectangular prism. Okay, take my sign down and put this up for a minute. Maybe I can make it a little bit higher so you can see that. You have to bear with me. I don't have a smart board. And I have a dry erase board here on my closet door. Okay. There we go. I just was searching around the house for something that would look like a rectangular prism and found this little gold box. Remember, if you read carefully the last couple days, all you do is open the box up. Oh, and then you've got all the faces showing. You've got a top face, a bottom face, a front and a back face, and two sides, depending on how you look at it. But you'll notice there are 4 large rectangular faces, and then the sides are smaller. You put the box back together, you can see it like that. So the way you find the area of or surface area, I should say, of a rectangular prism is take the top, which in this case was 6 by 3. 6 times 3, remember a formula for areas, length times width, is 18. The bottom, which is also 6 by 3, 18. The front of this box, the face is 6 times 2, which is 12. The back is 2 times 6, or 6 times 2, which is 12. And the little sides are 3 times 2. So therefore, they each equal 6 inches. And you add it all together, and I believe you come up with 72 square inches. Okay, now that was the surface area for a rectangular prism. Now let's get to today's fun part. And that's the surface area of a cylinder. You have to bear with me as I get my little roll of tape out here. Put this up on the board, or my board for you. Okay. I made a can. I went searching around the house for an old coffee can, and I put a label on it. Okay. And I think I left the top downstairs, but I measured across the top, and I found out that it was a total of 6 inches in diameter. Okay. So let's just put, this was 6 inches all the way across. Okay. So if I'm going to find the area of the top, I would use the formula for area of a circle, because that's a circle. 3.14, which is pi, times r squared. Now, remember what r is, half of the diameter. So I would take half of 6, which is 3, and 3 squared is 9, okay? 3.14 times 9 is approximately 28.26 square inches. Now, remember, we're using pi. That's one of those irrational numbers, so it's an approximate answer. Now, if the top of the can is going to be 28.26 square inches, you'd expect the bottom to be the same. So we're done with that part, the top and the bottom. Now, the label is where everybody kind of gets confused on. Not always, but today we can take the label off. Ooh, how cool is this, huh? And what we find out is it's really a rectangle, isn't it? And what's the formula for area of a rectangle? Length times width. So if I take the length of 19 times 5, I get approximately 95 inches, or square inches, I should say, for the area of this label, okay? Now, all you would do is add up the areas. Let me get my little next piece of paper here for you. Okay, so then you'd add up the 28.26, which is the surface area of the top, plus 28.26, which is the surface area of the bottom, 28.26, yep. And then this label that I just created, 95, approximately 95 inches, and I would come up with an approximate surface area of 151.52 square inches. Now let me just move this over here for a moment, okay? You'll still agree with me that well, I'll leave that circle up there for you. The problem comes in when you can't take the label off, right? In your book, you'll see problems where they just show you measurements, and you have to know what to do with these things. When you can't take the label off, you use this formula for the label. Okay, we're going to do the same problem using this formula for the label. Because in most cases in your book, they give you maybe the diameter and the height of the can, the cylinder, and you can't open it up to find out what the label would total. Now, in the case of our little can here, okay, we're still going to use the formula pi times diameter. Now, what is pi times diameter? Okay, pi times diameter, remember, is the formula for circumference. If I take my label, now remember this was on the can, and open it up, this top line is the circumference. Now let that sink in for a minute. Here's my label on my can, but in my can I can take it off. Circumference is the distance around a circle, right? The formula for circumference is pi times diameter. So if I open it up, the circumference is the length of my label, okay? Now the height is what you'll see in the book is the height of the can or the cylinder, okay? So if I can find my circumference and multiply it by the height, circumference, multiply it by the height, by the way, it was 5 inches tall, I should have the label, right? Now again, I'm going to be using pi, so it's approximate again, okay? So I'm taking pi times diameter was 3.14. Now this time I'm using the diameter because that's the formula for circumference, and the diameter is 6 inches times the height of the can, which was 5, and it comes out to be a total of 94.25 square inches, or inches to the second power. Look at that. Not that far off. 94.25, 95 doing it this way. That's pretty darn close. I'd say that's pretty good, right? Now, all you do is what we did originally. My piece of paper out here with my tape. I'm going to take that top again, which is 28.26, plus the bottom, 28.26. Now I'm going to add my label made with this formula, because this is the formula I use when I can't take the label off, 94.25, and I get approximately 150.77 for my total surface area of the cylinder. Look at that, 151.52, 150, so it's approximately 151 square inches. I hope that made sense. If not, direct your questions to Mr. Cameron again, and I'll be happy to maybe show you a different way. If there are any other questions, feel free to email directly to, and I'll make another video and see if I can clarify things for you. Okay, and my home email address, you can email me at Swiderek, SWIDEREKP, at olgcparish.net. Okay, so don't let this confuse you. Remember, you got to have the recipe. Once you have the recipe or the proper formulas, you can do anything in math, okay? Always start with the formulas that you need, and you can't go wrong. Okay, hope to see you again soon. Take care and enjoy the weekend. Bye-bye now.